back to our daily show. Here's CJ. Welcome back, 922. It's the 20th day of March. Carolyn West in the studio. Godfrey Methodist Women's Club, that rummage sale. It's back here again.
Yes, it is.
And I may or may not have scared Carolyn. I am just picking myself up today. I'm all over the place today, Carolyn. And I'm always excited to talk about the rummage sale. Has this hit 50 years?
Yeah, this is the 50th year to do this, yes.
That is incredible.
Yes.
For anything to go on that long is a testament to the organization of the event.
Yes. 25 years ago, I had stepped out of the workforce, and I stepped into the ladies group at our church, and they were going to give up on the rummage sale because they just didn't think they were making enough art. So me, who says, well, I've done yard sales before. I can do this. Boy, I was wrong. It's a lot more work. And the first year, I wasn't sure I was going to survive it. But the second year, I had two wonderful, wonderful women that I call them my angels that floated down. And they were twins in our church, Carolyn and Marilyn. And they said, would you like us to help? They didn't get a period on the end of that sentence, let me tell you.
Yes!
And so then for the next up to 15 years, we worked together. We lost Carolyn 2 years ago. We just clicked. You know how you can click with some people? They were just wonderful to work with. We had another lady that came on board, and then I got a committee. I says, it just kept growing and growing and growing, this sale. So I got a committee, and the lady that worked with me a lot, and she did a lot of wonderful things. She stepped back this last year, but the two that are going to take my place after 25 years, I've said, these old legs are just about done. So I will help with it. I'm just not going to chair it anymore. And we have two wonderful ladies named Shirley and Jean who are stepping in, and they have worked in the sale for a long time.
Oh, that's good.
So it's just learning all the background.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of background to getting this ready.
Well, it's got to feel bittersweet for you on this time around, with this being your last as the committee chair on this. And, how does it feel really after 25 years to say, after really saving the event from going under to where it is now, where you have so many people coming in and out? Oh, my
gosh, yes.
That's got to feel awesome.
There's pluses and minuses. I love anything that I do in the church, and I do a lot in the church. That's what energy I have goes there. But this one, I've been preparing to step back for a couple of years. So this one hasn't been so bad, but helping the ones that are coming in and going and just being there and being a part of it, I will probably always be a part of it. It's just, I just want to let the main strings go so somebody else can take it over. And new blood helps a lot of times. Different ideas, different ways of doing things. But they're doing wonderful. The fact that they have worked with this rummage sale is a big plus for the ladies, because they know how we operate. They know how the departments do. They know how we want it very, very clean and nice rummage sale, because we turn that church into a department store.
Right, literally.
Literally. The whole church is turned into a department store. And so anyhow, in doing that, and our men are wonderful. They will come in on Sunday before we start working on Monday, the 8th. Then we work all week long. But I'll go ahead and give you the dates and stuff and what's going on.
Well, and that's what I wanted to hit on, but I just wanted to touch on really briefly just the committee and some of that overall, just community that you guys have in the church and all the work that goes in, because it is a lot of work to get this going.
It's the weekend of August. It's the weekend of April 12th and 13th. It's from on Friday the 12th. It's from 4 to 7. By the time, and this thing is to open at 4, okay? We have a $2 donation. By 3 to 3:30, we have people lined up from where we take the money all the way across the lot, back into the parking lot. We average around 200 to 225 when the doors open. So I say this with complete respect. When we open the doors, we kind of stand back because the people they're very respectful, very nice, and we have a lot of followers, a lot of people that ask about it, and they're there. So on Friday night, the 12th, we are from 4 to 7 o'clock. Okay, and we have baskets available if people want them to put things in. We have a holding area. So if you've done your shopping and your arms are full, and you just take it over to the holding area, they will give you a ticket and they will hold that for you. And if you want to go back in, then you can do it that way.
I love it. Well, and too, the pre-sale again, folks, is Friday night,
Yes.
$2 donation to get inside the pre-sale, 4 to 7 p.m. Over there at the church at Godfrey First Methodist Church.
Yes, it's Godfrey First United Methodist Church, and we are at 1100 Airport Road. It's pretty easy to see it. You go to Cedarhurst, there's a facility right there, and we're back a little bit, but the church is very easy to see.
It's such a nice church.
Yeah,
it really is. And sorry, I just want to point out, Carolyn,
Sure.
I missed my line where it said CJ read here when on that last one. Saturday.
Then we have we're open on Saturday from 8 to 10. There's no donation from 8 to 10. Anybody can come in. And then from 10 to 11, we have a bag sale. And you can buy as many bags as you want for $1. And actually, when we say what you can get in the bag, if somebody comes in and there's a bedspread and sheet set and pillowcases, it is not going to fit in that grocery sack. So we just say, just come and show us. And in fact, you can leave it here for a while if you want to and take another bag or do whatever you want to do. And that really helps us get things out.
Right.
For sure. And so it takes approximately 35 to 40 people to pull this off between checkers, baggers. We get the ROTC from Alton. I cannot praise these young people enough.
Absolutely.
First of all, just the ROTC in general. But the young people, that we have a young man named Kian, and he helps us get these young people, young men and young women. And you don't have to tell them much. They just kind of look around and see. They help bag, they help sort, they help get out to cars and everything like that. And then we have had some of the young people from the Alton National Honor Society.
Oh, yeah, they're wonderful, too.
Yeah, and so they help us. And then on 3 evenings, you can bring stuff starting Monday, the 8th of April, from 9 until approximately 3, you can bring it to the turnaround in the church. You come all the way down, and then there's a turnaround. And we have men there to help unload. And these young people help with that. Like I said, the bagging, helping people get out to their car. And they're just very, very respectful. If anyone has, if you need something picked up, say you've, especially we have a number of women who are widows. If you haven't and you can't get it there, or you've got a couch but you don't have a truck, if you will call myself or call the church, it'll get to me. And we have men that will come and pick this up to help people who within the church that cannot do that, because we have quite a few that are like that.
I completely understand.
Sure.
Did you just say a couch?
Yeah.
So I wanted to clarify that, because I want to ask about the items on display, because when we say department store, we talked about this last year. It's a real department store. This is amazing.
We already have a couch and a chair. We have 2 couches and a chair we've already been scheduled to pick up. Yeah, we have let me try to describe. We have furniture. And then it's placed around wherever we can put it in. And everything is so reasonable because we want it to go out. When you walk into the department store, those things are individual, like 25, 50, 70. If you go in and you want a set of pots and pans, you go to the housewares department. That's all individually placed, washed. We are the hardest working, and I say sometimes the goofiest women, but it'll sell quicker. And we have got it priced really to go out. We'd rather make a quarter on something and it go out the door than put $1 on it, and we still got it on Saturday afternoon, because then it just goes nowhere, or it'll go someplace. But we'd rather somebody get it, that needs it.
Well, not to cut you off, Carolyn.
Sure.
Well, I just, for somebody that's a younger homeowner out there,
Yes.
Maybe you just moved into your first house.
Yep.
Or maybe you have your first apartment. This is how you get the utilities. Don't go and pay all that money for the new stuff. You got a lot of time to.
I mean, dish sets, and they're all in sets: pots and pans, silverware, bowls, electric stuff like that women use, or men too. Men do a lot of
like the
cooking.
Mixing and all that.
All that, we got it all.
Oh man.
Yes, and it is priced too. If I have a grandson who's in college, and of course he had to set up his, so I says, don't go buy a list. But I'm a grandma too.
Right.
I says, I know what will be coming up. So that's a perfect, if it's your first home or your first apartment, or you're just in need of something and you don't go buy something brand new, because it'll look like brand new here.
Yeah.
We have a whole holiday section from Christmas to Easter, all of them. We have all that. Then we have the women's department, which takes up 2 rooms, of course. The women's department is huge. Unless it's priced, everything in that room is 50 cents. It doesn't care if it's got a $10 ticket on a dress or a skirt. You will get it for 50 cents. And we started something last year that was a success. If you want to pay $3 and you get your bag, and we get the Target bags because they're bigger, then anything you can get in that bag, you can take it for $3 through the week. This is not just a weekend thing. This is all week long, because we get a lot of women's stuff. So anyway, and then we have a men's department, and we have a wonderful man that does that. Again, everything in there's 50 cents unless it's otherwise marked, and very little gets otherwise marked. The children's department is kind of our, one year we may get a lot, the next year we may not get much. But the same thing is in there. Toys are just a quarter. And again, and clothing will be like 25, 50 cents, because we'd rather it go out than just have it at the very end. We have oodles and oodles of pictures and picture frames, and we will take electronics, small electronics, but we will not take computers. We don't take adult mattresses. We can take children's mattresses, or they may be there, but they have to be clean and nice and scrubbed off. That's kind of a law. Then we have a bakery. Oh, need I say more?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Well, and what I think is so amazing about this, because I've been a part of Rummage sales, but when you walk into this one, you are walking into Macy's.
Yes, you are. That's a very good way to put it. Yes.
And that's what I think is just so amazing about this. And I'm glad you hit on that, because you all do, because last year I did peek my head in and saw how clean everything was.
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's meticulous how you clean.
Right. We also, with the 5 A's, any like shirts or anything that's either something we don't wish to, we don't even want to put out, or they're not clean or they're torn. We have boxes in each department, whether it's pillows, blankets, or anything. So the ladies know to put that kind of stuff in there, and then we take it down to the 5 A's to help there. So on our bakery, you name it, we will have it, and it's all priced. And again, it has to go out quickly too. Of course, we're women, and it's an older church, so what cannot get baked, you can't even imagine.
I was going to ask you how that department's looking like.
It gets cleaned out.
Yeah,
it really, really does. It's so we have 3 ladies that work in that department, and they're wonderful with that. And then I need to speak about the men for just a moment.
Absolutely.
We did have a group called Chefs for Christ, age, disabilities, but one of those men is picking it up this year and continuing it on. And out under the portico, they are doing these are the biggest hot dogs I've ever seen in my life.
Are they the big ballpark ones?
They're great big ones. They go to Troy and get these hot dogs.
Oh, wow.
They're very large. There's hot dogs, brats, and then they do green peppers and onions. They cook them, and they're all in a little container, and you can put, if you want them on there. And then there is hot dogs, brats. They have
chili.
Chili. They have chili if you want to make a chili dog, and it's not on my little my flyer because they made this decision afterwards. They were doing pulled pork, and of course it's all cooked right there. Yes.
No way.
Yeah.
Talk about a perfect weekend.
Yes.
I mean, this is perfect too if you're a married couple, or maybe you're dating somebody and want to try something to go out in the community. Let the shopper in your life go in and take on the rummage sale, and you tackle that massive hot dog that you're going to be eating.
Yes, and we have 2 or 3 gentlemen the leader has told me it just comes because it's the brats and the hot dogs. But there's places to sit.
Yep.
They also have chips and they have soda and anything that you would like for lunch or anything. Anyway, so the men, and I want to tell you, these men, all of the men in the church, we could not put this on without our men. I can't praise our men enough. For they pick things up. They have them there to unload. They're wonderful. They really are.
And now, and that's what I think's really cool. This is such a team.
Oh, yes.
I mean, 100%, because you couldn't do this on your own. No one could do this on their own. And to make something this big of an event keep going forward and being successful is wonderful. And I wanted to ask you, Carolyn, for people dropping off items.
Yes.
Can they still do that up until a certain?
Oh, yes. They can drop off items until Thursday at 3:00.
Awesome. And that's this coming Thursday or
no,
the Thursday before?
The Thursday before. It would be because it's the week of we start working on the 8th of April, so whatever 10th, it would be whatever the date is for the Thursday.
It would be
you can drop them off any day.
April the 4th.
Yes.
April the 4th is that cutoff.
The end. Mm-hmm. So and they started, like I said, you can start dropping off at around 9:00 because we gather for a short meeting before that, and then anytime during the day until 3:00. Oh, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday evenings from 5 to 7 for people that work and can't get there through the daytime. You can come and drop stuff off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 5 to 7.
That's anyone that wants to drop off and be a part of the rummage sale. And, you know, Carolyn, as you look back on the 25 years, do you ever get nostalgic at this point in time going, you know?
Yeah, there are some things. I think it's more with the people that have, people come up and say, you know, Carolyn, you really did a good job. Carolyn, somebody has to be silly enough to be the chairperson. And since I've been retired, I've done this. But the nostalgia comes from the women, like in our bake sale. When we started back in the old church, it was just a rummage sale. Mm-hmm. And then about the third year I did it, I said, let's try a bake sale. Well, good grief, that just went over like
right.
Just bake it, we will come. And then for 2 years, there was a gentleman who was a cook in the Navy, and he did some soup and sandwiches. And then we just ran out of room. But then our new church was built, and this gentleman passed away. And so our new church was built, and we just decided not to do the soup and sandwich stuff. But I would say it's the ladies. There was 4 ladies at that time. At that time. They were just 4 little angels, older ladies, who wanted to do something, but they did not have the strength or anything. So with the bake sale, I says, you can sit and cut. So they got all of that done. They would absolutely positively come in on Friday morning at 10:00. I'd have everything laid out, price sheets, all the equipment needed to do this, and they would sit and cut. But it was the camaraderie between them.
Yeah.
They all knew each other, and I would say, here it is. If you need any help, or they've done it for years, I says, just throw something at me. Throw a cupcake or something at me, because I'm not a helicopter person.
Right.
So anyway, and unfortunately, most of them have now passed. But we've got some new ladies coming in, and they're just as delightful. So it's work, but I always say, CJ, if every person takes a piece of the pie, then nobody has to do more than and they work in the area they want to work in. You're perfectly content. If you're happy there, I'm happy there. And then you have the ones that don't care where you put them. They're kind of roamers. We need all of that. Mm-hmm. But I think it's probably those thinking about the ones back kind of in the beginning and how they would laugh and giggle and work, they would work very hard. And I think that's it. And so it's not a Carolyn thing. It is the entire church, and that's the way I look at it. You can only be as successful as your committee will go out and work.
Well, and on top of that, too, it's such a testament to community. I mean, it's a true community event.
Yes.
And from the third parties that are coming in, National Honor Society, ROTC, all the way down to the men's group.
Oh, yeah, they're wonderful.
And then, just the folks dropping off items to donate to this. I think that's the testament that for 50 years you guys have had a true community event, and especially in a climate now where it seems like a lack of community is starting to amass us all.
That our minister who brings that up periodically. It's about community, and even before now I said, this is getting a little too difficult and everything, but what I hear the feedback most is it's the community. And I personally, in most of my committee, I have 10 on the committee, there's 10 of us, I'll say no more than $2. One thing for sure, I'm blessed, most of the people in our church, but there are people also living on Social Security, $900 a month. And where $2 to me is not, at this point in my life anyway, that's not a lot of money for me to have to deal with, but I have watched as they've come through, and that $2 can buy something for some of these people, a meal or bread and milk or something, or maybe not both, but today. But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I says, as long as I'm around, please don't raise that. I know we could and other communities do, but this is for community anyway.
Right.
And also one more quick thing. All the ladies and men that work for me know. I'll give you a quick example.
Mm-hmm.
The year before COVID, I only walk like in the women's department. Do you need water? Do you need bag? What do you need? I don't. And it looks like a store anyway. Mm-hmm. I noticed this one woman who was over in the nightgowns in that area. And I could tell she was looking. I mean, she was so I went up and introduced myself. I don't mean a stranger. I said, "Can I help you look for something?" And she says, "Well, I'm a nurse's aide in one of the facilities." Uh-huh. And she says, "We have got women that only have one gown or no." And she says, "I was just looking for these because I can get them so cheap." I says, "I only have power 1 week a year."
And this year.
If you want to call it power. But I says, "I want you to take, I don't care if you take the whole table. This is what we're here for also. You get what you need, and they will give you a sack. And then shop whatever you want to do. But when you go to this checkout, we have 2 checkouts. One in the where the women's and men's and children's area, and then the main checkout up front." Mm-hmm. I says, "Get a bag, and in fact, I'll bring you a bag, and you put in here what you need." And I says, "I'll tell them out there that whatever you're getting for your facility, you do not pay. No, you do not pay for that." She says, "Well, I'll pay for my own." I says, "That's fine." But anyway, so I went out and told my checkers out there. I said, she gave me her name, and I don't want to say anything about it. Anyway, and so I just went on my merry way. So later on in the day, one of the checkers said, the lady that had the gowns, and she didn't take all of them, but she took some nice ones, which that's what you want her to do.
Right.
I can't imagine having one gown or no robe or something, and so many in the facilities do, especially if they're on Medicaid.
Exactly.
So anyway, she sent a letter to the church, to me, and thanked for that kindness. I could tell stories all day, and I can't, but I could. On those, I say God leads me. It's a woman's gut feeling. I'm all about a woman's gut. Mm-hmm. When she sent a letter thanking me for letting her do that. Well, her thank you there was enough. But we go to the Lenten services every Wednesday here around the community. 3 weeks ago, we were in one of the churches, and I sit down. No, we had the Lenten the Lenten was at our church, and I'm in there. I cooked soup. I was working, and of course, I like to go out and mingle. So this one lady says, "Did you work?" Just a second. She says, "You're the Rummage cell lady, aren't you?" And I says, "Well, that's pretty much what I'm known as." So.
Oh no, we're fine. We just have more guests coming.
So anyway, she said, "I want to tell you about a story about this lady." She told the whole story to me. Tears were falling.
Oh, man.
What that meant to her, and that was the sale before COVID hit. So anyway, it comes back. The fact that she remembered my name, and she says, "I want to give you a hug." That's the reward, CJ. It comes. You never know where it's going to come from. So thank you for giving me this time. I appreciate it very much.
Well, Carolyn, I put you in a little bit of a scare this morning when I forgot to write it down, but all I know is that I'm glad that we got to have this conversation.
Thank you.
I highly encourage you. It's been on your screen for the last 26 minutes.
Good.
April the 13th, 8 a.m. until 10 a.m. That's the Saturday.
Yes.
However, you can get in for a pre-sale on Friday night on April the 12th, 4 to 7 p.m. with a $2 donation at Godfrey First United Methodist Church, 1100 Airport Road, just west of Cedarhurst, the 50th anniversary of the Godfrey Methodist Women's Club Rummage Sale.
Yes.
And Carolyn, it's been fun talking with you, and best of luck, and I'll see you out there.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, CJ.
We'll take a quick break. Our daily show continues next.